Hello, good morning, happy Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well today. If you are catching this on the replay, welcome to the replay. Thanks for joining in. This is Michelle Schreck, and I'm going to go over some just tips and tricks, and I'm going to do a reveal of not really a reveal, I'm going to do a flip through of a junk journal envelope book that I've put together and a flip through of one that I have received that was a flip book that came from Ruth. So I'm really happy to be here this morning trying to work on video and camera setup. So y'all excuse me while I do a little wobbling around trying to get things a little bit better. And if you're coming in and you're joining in, make sure you say hi so I know you're here. Because Facebook is kind of funny and I don't get to see as much as I would like to. Facebook Lives are a new thing for me. Oh, I see somebody's joined in. I have a little eyeball that popped up showing me somebody has joined in. Let me know who's watching and where you're watching from. Hi Judith. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm trying to let my tablet catch up. Oh, there we go. It caught up. And we'll see if it'll show me the comments as we go along. How's everybody doing this morning? Oh, I don't see any more comments. I'm just going to give it a few minutes. Good morning. Good morning. From Florida. Yay! Do you have any fun plans for today or for the weekend in Florida? My plans are to try to stay cool. Stay inside, stay cool. It is warm in Texas. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it's not nearly as hot here as it is in West Texas, out where Natalie's at. Let's see. I got another eyeball popped up. Say hi and let me know who's watching. Let's see. Well, while we're getting started and waiting for people to pop in, I'm going to put a little project down here. This cute little thing came from Ruth. Oh, Judith just got back from a mini vacation at the beach. That is awesome. Beach is my favorite place to be. I have been to lots of them and I love them all. Angela is watching from Carson City. She lives in the desert where it's hot and dry. I can imagine. I think I'll take hot and dry over hot and humid, but if I got to be hot at the beach, that would be okay. Having my coffee. I drink coffee all the time. I don't know if it's just me. I'm kind of a hot drink addict. Hey Judith, thanks for catching me live. It's something new that I'm trying to do, and I have to do I've got some videos that I need to get done for other purposes, and I'm trying to get my setup all done, and it's crazy how much is involved in videoing. You would think that just set up the phone and push the button and it works great, but not for me. The gremlins and I, we don't agree with things, so... This little flip book that I'm going to show you guys came from Ruth. We did an organized swap here in the group, and she sent me this fabulous flip book, so I wanted to share it and say thank you to her and just let her know that we're thinking of her and we are sending her lots of love and prayers. For those of you who don't know, she has recently lost her mother, and that was devastating after another family loss, and she's just having a rough go of it. it. And we want her to know that we love her, and we want her to know that we're not going anywhere. We're here when she wants to jump back in, and if she needs a shoulder, she can reach out to any one of us, because we all understand. Unfortunately, I have been there. I have lost a parent myself, and it is not an easy thing to go through, no matter how much you might have seen it coming or if it was unexpected. I don't think that it makes a difference. Death is always just a hard thing, and we feel for her. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started and show you guys. She had this package tied up, and I thought this was so cute, and I'm pulling it off all gentle and easy because I'm like, oh, that's such a gorgeous embellishment. And then I found out it's a paper clip, so I get to use that in my planner or in another project, and I just love when that happens. So thank you so much, Ruth. I love that little thing. And she sent me a beautiful card. There was a note tucked inside, and this is a great time for me to say, as a reminder from Natalie and everybody on the team, please make sure that you're including a note or a currently card or something personal from you to your partner whenever you're doing swaps. That is really important to us. This isn't just about stuff, and it isn't just about art. Although we love the art, and the goodies that are sent along are a fabulous bonus that we just get to enjoy and use in our creativity anyway. But also what this is about is connections with each other, meeting new people. Pocket letters is how we all kind of got started in this group, and that was a neat way to have pen pals and to get things going and get to know about other people. Excuse me. Oh, time for coffee. Let me get a little sip. Hey, good morning, Natalie. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for jumping in. So this little card was sent by Ruth, and she tucked her note inside of it, with which her note is fabulous, and she's got a file in our file section that you guys can print out and use that kind of tells a little bit about you. You just fill it in. But she sent that in a way that I could still reuse the card. So it's a blank note card that I can use for other purposes in a gorgeous envelope, and I love it. Love it. It's got gold on it, one of my favorite things, and a circle, another one of my favorite things. I think Ruth knows that about me. So we were in this flip book swap, and she sent me this gorgeous flip book, so I'm going to pop through it real quick. And I love everything about the beach, and I think she knows that about me, or else we're just kindred spirits, because she did this fabulous little book that really, it's about summer, but it's got a lot of beachy elements in it, and which I just absolutely love. And the first little pocket had some goodies in it, some flip-flops, and a shaker. It says, "Two can do it." And it's got, in that voice too, it said that out loud. No, I'm kidding. So it's got a little shaker with some gold sequins. It's very cute. And then this pocket is just for me to put goodies in. And then this over here, I'm going to move it a little bit, had some fabulous tags in it. I really love the tags. They're very dimensional, very layered up. Great job on the tags. I love this flower. It's a little rolled flower. I'm going to turn it so you guys can see. It's layered up, but this is a rolled paper flower, and you can do that with paper or ribbon. And this has got some little glitter on it. I don't know if Ruth actually made this herself or if she bought it that way, but either way, I love it. It's very cute. And then this one says Dream. I love tags, so I keep some of my favorite things are always up in my craft area, and tags are something that I put up all the time that I get from other people in swaps. So this one is definitely going to go in my favorite things. And pop it open, another one, and it says Happy Day, and there's a little tag in there that says Play on the Beach. That is my happy day. If I get to play on the beach, that is just awesome. And then come over here, and this one says The Journey is the Destination. Really cute. And these two panels match that, all from the same paper line. And then she sent me some goodies, some stickers, an ephemera, some die cut pieces that went with it that I just absolutely love those. I think that these guys right here I may pick the two that I like the most, because I like this one too. And they may come out and actually get put up in my craft room on the wall, because I just love them. And then this one, back to relax and enjoy the sunshine. Uh-oh, I'm caught on something. My flamingo is caught. There we go. And then we have the back, says hand created just for you. Love this wood grain. So awesome. Good morning, Debbie. Thanks for joining in. She also sent me a package of goodies, and just way above and beyond anything that I could have imagined with our flipbook exchange. I love this thing. It is on a keychain. It says friendship. It's got a bicycle. Woo, sorry, don't be making y'all dizzy. It says friendship. It has a little bicycle charm and a pink bead and an aqua tassel and some little danglies. And these look like they might be cut out of shells, which I collect shells. And aqua and pink are my favorite colors, so she did a fabulous job with me. All of my favorite things. I've got beach and aqua and pink and circles. And then she sent me some washi tape, and let's see. Open it up. I've already been in the washi tape. Some cute washi. This one matches, little cute washi flowers. And this is jars with hearts inside the mason jars. There we go. I'm trying to get away from the glare. Jars with hearts inside of them. So adorable. Love this. Love, love, love. And then napkins. You guys, napkins seem to be all of the rage, and I'm not going to read that one. Napkins seem to be all the rage here in the group. I haven't gotten into doing the decoupage, but I'm going to be trying that soon. Probably putting them on ATCs, because that's kind of my thing, ATCs. Love the flowers and the butterflies, and here we go, more seashells. Love, love, love. And this lovely lady holding wine with the pink polka dots. Really, really cute. I love this. Thank you so much, Ruth. And then, as if that was not enough, she also sent me a phone stand. And it says, "You bake me crazy." It came flat in two pieces like this, so it shipped really easily. And then you just pop it together and voila, phone stand. I think that is fabulous. What a great idea. I'm going to have my eye out for more of these. I love that for swaps. It says we've got 7 people watching this morning. Thank you guys for jumping on. What's everybody got going on today? Any big plans besides staying cool if you can? Hi, let's see, Krishna. Hi, Krishna. Thanks for jumping in. Where are you joining us from today? Ooh, she's working on a friendship folder. Very cool. I can't wait to see that. So yesterday, I got a message from somebody in the group who yesterday when I was doing a live, I was showing you guys how to make little wobblers, and I just did it with the tiniest little scrap of paper, and it was very, very difficult to see. So I'm going to show that again. Here, let me throw that one on the floor. I'm going to show that again just with an 8.5 by 11, a strip of 11 inches off of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that was copied and had some leftover bits. So first thing that you want to do is make a fold so that you basically create an L shape. I guess if I turn it the other way, it'll be an L shape. An L shape. It doesn't have to be perfectly 90 degrees or anything, because you're going to do a lot of folding on it. So you've got your shape like that, and then you're going to fold over the top of it and turn it and fold over the top of that and turn it each time, and you go from your left hand over the right, turn it clockwise, and just continue doing that until you have reached the end. pinching each time as you go, and it makes a little fold. It's super easy. You can do this with cardstock. If you want something a little bit sturdier, you can do it with thin strips of paper, and it makes a really, really tiny, long wobbler. Tall, I should say tall instead of long. And so then when you get to the end, all you need to do is put you a little dab of glue there. Let me grab my glue. Art glitter glue is what I'm using. A little drop of art glitter glue. I'm going to hold that in place for a minute. Put the pen back in the bottle of art glitter glue so that it doesn't dry out on me. And there you have it. And then you can attach something to the top of that and glue it to your card, and you have a little wobbler. It acts as a little spring, so your item cannot not only be popped up off of your card, but it can have a little bit of movement to it. Like if you're going to make a shaker and you want to show that it actually has movement, you can do that, or wiggly eyes are another good one, or just anything cute. But here's what it kind of looks like as it is finished. You can see the springiness of it. And you can use the same length of paper, 11 or 12 inches. You can go shorter, and it just makes a more compact wobbler that doesn't move as much. But the thinner you go, the more folds you have in the paper, and then that makes it have a little bit more movement. So I hope that made sense. Oh, Christina says she's terrible at taking pictures of things. Let's see. Natalie's watching the baby. I'm kind of getting bad about taking pictures of things too, which is horrible because I sell a lot of items. I do some custom orders and whatnot, and I don't always have pictures to show when I'm like, oh, well, I did such and such, and people will ask me, hey, I would like to see XYZ. So I have to get back into taking pictures of all my finished stuff, and maybe even taking some pictures as I go along. Hey, Ruth. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so happy you're here. Big hugs. Lots of love to you. Hope you're doing well today. I just showed your lovely flip book that you sent me. I love that thing. Thank you so much. So yesterday I showed an envelope style junk journal, and with that, I was talking about how to go through and embellish it. It was made completely out of envelopes that came in the mail. It was either the actual envelope that was sent on the outside of that something was mailed in, or it was the return envelope that was put inside of a bill for you to move things back in. Mail things back in. And so somebody asked me to show a finished one, so that's what I was going to do. This one may or may not be for somebody in this group, so hopefully you guys like it, because I've got a couple of swaps going on and I haven't decided who I'm sending this one to, because I have a few of these junk journals and envelope flips that are going out to different people in various groups and swap partners. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. If you guys have any questions, if you'll put them in all caps, the comments do show up on my screen, or at least they're showing up for now. Yesterday, the gremlins really were having fun with me, and I kept getting booted off of Facebook completely. But as they're scrolling by, sometimes it's hard for me to see what they're saying. So if it's in caps, it kind of gets my attention a little bit more. So, all right. So this is the cover of this envelope flip book. Trying to make sure that I'm staying in frame, and it's got some glitter cardstock on it, some regular hot pink cardstock for the back. I'm going to actually have, I haven't decided if I'm going to use baker's twine or ribbon or a combination of both to just do a wrap closure on this, and that way they can do whatever they like. I also sometimes use elastic bands. Headbands are great for this. You just double them around a couple of times, and it allows it to really hold on to it, but also gives them room to expand it. And when you get a headband, you can go this direction as well as this direction, whichever one you want. So I think that's kind of fun. Again, this is made with all envelopes, so this has lots of pockets. That was the idea behind it. So you open it up, and you've got this little pink piece here is a pocket, and then there is also the envelope pocket behind it. And over here, I've put a band on the back side of an envelope, which creates a little pocket. And I did not seal it up here, so it almost acts like a belly band, so you can pull things out from either direction. But it does hold things in place very, very well. And then the next page, this one is glued completely down. Oh, I'm covering it up. And it has a pocket there. And then on this side, this is also a pocket. And I use some glitter paper. Everything is coordinating out of the same paper pack, so it's a really easy way to go through and use up a paper pack. I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's a 12 by 12 paper pack. I grabbed one of each page out of it, intending to use it. I used some more than others. Some didn't get used at all, and I didn't use all of any one sheet doing this album for the decoration. So, and then I added in the pink. The hot pink paper was an add-in, and black paper and white paper was an add-in, and everything else came from the paper pad itself. So this one has a little pocket, and I used a flower punch and just put a little half flower on there. Hopefully y'all can see that good. And then these are pockets. Well, let's pull that one next. This top one is a pocket, and it is loose, and this one is a pocket, and it is loose. And then you've got lots of space over here for journaling. I try to use the lighter colors for writing notes and journaling. And then we have a little pocket here and a little pocket there. And this is a fold out. So you've got both sides to write on. And then we have a little pocket here. And another one here. My fingers don't want to work. Then we have a little pocket there and another one here on the front. And then another fold out and a pocket in the back. And there we go. I'm going to say there was 15 pockets in this one. It's a little bit chunky. It's got some heft to it. It's going to hold up really well going in and out of a bag. If you want to carry it in your purse, or my sister is going to be going on a year-long journey on a trip across the United States. They have a very loose idea of where they're going to be going, but I thought something like this would be good for her so that they could either do receipts or memorabilia or whatever that they want to do on their trip. They're taking their kids and their elementary age, and they're going to be doing homeschooling, which they've done in the past, and they're going to just go and do experiences and go see and do. I kind of love that. But they're also minimalizing everything. They're getting rid of all of their possessions. They're going to rent their house out for a year and going to try to keep things really simple. So I thought something like this might be a fun thing for them. And I have I've got a specific paper line in mind that I'm doing that just kind of to match their camper decor and everything like that. Fun stuff. Does anybody have any questions about the envelope style junk journals? Yeah, Natalie, I'm kind of funny about the shabby chic and the vintage stuff. I love vintage stuff, but I don't want it to, I don't necessarily like the yellowing of things, and I don't want it to crumble. So I've got some book pages that are from the 1900s, and I don't want to use those in albums. I'm really worried they're just going to crumble apart and then they're going to be gone forever. But I do use them to make embellishments, and I feel like they hold up better in the embellishments. Hey, Kara. Thank you. Thank you. I love that you jumped on this morning. I've got some other junk journals that I'm working on that I was thinking of you. You're my inspiration because you just jumped out there and got started and did your videos and did your Etsy shop and your YouTube videos. I just love that. I'm so proud of you for taking that step, and it has really inspired me. Even though it's taken me a good bit to get started, I'm finally started. So taking that step, that's the big one. You guys are awesome. Any questions? Doesn't have to be about junk journals or flip books. Just anything in general, paper crafting or about the group. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. And of course, I've got Natalie on too, so we can answer your questions if you've got any. I hope I've got this. I'm having shadow issues, and I have tried different kinds of lights. I even have a light ring on the camera, so it's supposed to really improve things so that I don't have to have so many external lights, and that is not working. Judy wants to know what size envelopes I use. These are legal size envelopes for the most part. That particular one might have been all legal size. They are the envelopes that come in the mail. So any mail that I get that has a good usable envelope on the outside, or if it's super thick or decorated, I save that. And if it has a return envelope inside, I save that out too and use them in my junk journals and flip books. I am all about using the free stuff. I don't know if I can call an envelope from the electric company free because I sure am paying for it this summer, but I am at least reusing, recycling, and using something that comes in instead of going out and buying it. Got to stop buying it. I'm sure that many of you guys have the same problem that I do, where I have more stuff than I could probably ever use. If I made a project a day for the next 3 years, I would probably not run out of anything, including adhesive. I've got paper and envelopes and adhesive and all kinds of sequins and glitter and all kinds of baker's twine and embellishments, and I need to be making some more embellishments. Here, I'll grab. Here's a embellishment I made, a little rosette that was made out of one of those 1929 book pages. Super, super easy to do. Waiting for questions. I'm still here. Where's everybody watching from today? I know Miss Natalie is in Texas. Oh, Judith, you know, I did the spending freeze over and over again, and I never find as much stuff that I just feel like I have to have as when I'm on a spending freeze. So I'm just trying to use up what I've got as far as consumable stuff. And I really try to limit my spending to things that are more like tools. If it's a stamp, if it's a punch, if it's specific kind of ink, if it's something that I'm going to be able to take paper and alter it with, then I'm good with spending money on that. But if it's paper or stickers or just a consumable like washi, I am really trying to use what I've got because I have a crazy amount of stuff. And then I have fabulous people like Ruth who send me just exactly what I need. I was working on a project that had those colors in it, and then bam, she sends it to me. Just wonderfulness. I tend to throw washi in everything that I'm sending out so that I can use it up. Yeah, Kara, I am horrible at the spending freeze. It's like I'll do good and I will have not bought anything for 3, 4, even 5 weeks. And then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to spend money for the next 30 days. And Tuesday morning we'll have a sale and bring in a ton of Tim Holtz stuff, or We Are Memory Keepers, or Sizzix. And the worst is when they bring in all of the embossing folders. I think that's my weakness. Anybody else have a weakness for embossing folders? I am crazy over the embossing folders. Probably like Natalie's crazy over the washi. Gotta have it. Nat, you and I, we have this paper thing, but I'm going to tell you that I have found a new love for digital paper. I wasn't sure that I was going to like digital paper. I was like, you know, I don't think it's going to be that great printing it because of the cost of ink and everything. And then I went and got an HP printer that has the option to do the instant ink. So I pay a flat fee every month. I pay $10 and I can make up to 300 copies or prints in that 30-day period. If I don't use it, it does roll over to the next one. I very rarely come close to 300, and that is with a college student who prints a ton of stuff as well. And so since I've done that and it's $10 a month, I can tell you that printing digital paper has been awesome for me, because I'll buy a paper pad, and if it's got 3 sheets of each design, I'm going to want to hold on to at least 1 sheet of everything out of that paper pad, because, oh, heaven help me if I might need it someday later, and then basically it sits on the shelf and I don't want to use it because I'm sitting here with all of this paper that I might someday want to use, even though the someday comes around and I'm like, but what if I want it for something else? Whereas digital paper, I can download the digital paper, I can print the digital paper, I can resize it, I can make the prints bigger or smaller if I need to, I can print it in grayscale if I want it to be black and white, because black and white is kind of my thing. And then I can just print it 1,000 times if I want to print it 1,000 times. So digital paper has been awesome. Let's see. Natalie says, Judith wants to know how I made the rosette and which HP do I have. Okay, the HP question is easier. I have the DeskJet 3634, and I'm going to tell you that I have now bought 3 of these for various reasons. My daughter was living in her own place for a while, so she needed one, and we bought one for her, and then we had one for ourselves, and then I bought one as a gift, and went ahead and paid the instant ink for a year for my kids, and we found the best price on them is usually around Black Friday or after Black Friday at Kohl's, of all places. That is where I've gotten the best price on those HP printers. But you can find them online, and they have, you know, newer ones that have come out. This is a copy, print, and scan. I didn't need the fax capability because I have a fax machine also. Judy has a ton of embossing folders, stencils, and clear rubber stamps. You know, I have quite the stencil collection. I was just organizing things and didn't realize what I had for stencils. I've got to start using those a little bit more, especially in making my ATCs. I am trying to see. I don't have a great piece of paper next to me to show how to make the rosette, but I can actually walk you through it with just telling you. This one, it's probably an 1.5 inch wide strip of paper. I don't do smaller than 1 inch for my piece of paper, but I just cut a strip based on whatever paper I'm using. This was book pages, so I took the book pages, I cut them into strips, and then I put two of those strips together to make it longer. Usually 12 inches is enough for me. Sometimes I do 11-inch strips of paper off of that 8.5 by 11 piece, and that works fine too. And then I'd use a scoreboard. You don't have to use a scoreboard. You can actually do this just freestyle. And you just want to make folds, accordion folds. It's easier for me to do with the scoreboard because then I know that it's straight. But if I get it started straight, I can actually do it this way. and just go back and forth. With my scoreboard, I tend to do it in 1/2 inch increments. You can do 1/4 inch. You can do smaller than 1/4 inch, but it makes really, really tiny and tight fans that I don't particularly think look as good as the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch do. I like the 1/2 inch because, one, it's quicker to make, you have less folds, and also I think that it gives you a really good amount of dimension in the fan. But you just accordion fold it, go back and forth. Try to do it this way so you can see it on the camera a little better. And you do your entire piece of paper that way. Now, a lot of people use hot glue, but you're going to have it making mountains and valleys like this through the entire strip of paper, and then you're going to take your ends around and glue your ends together. That's what I do first. I check it before I glue the ends and make sure that it's long enough or not too long, because sometimes I actually have to cut paper off. But you want to check and make sure that it's going to go together right in the center. And then I glue my ends together. I pop it down and glue it onto a circle for the back. This one I didn't do a circle. Let me grab one that I've got a circle on. I think I've mailed them all out. I think Ruth and Christy got my last ones that I made that had circles on the back. A lot of people use hot glue. I don't have my hot glue plugged in all the time, so I use art glitter glue to do mine. I just put a little bit on the inside pieces and I pinch it together and hold it on both sides, and voila, it dries and holds together very, very well. And then you can put a flower, or you can layer, let me put that back on there. You can put a flower on the top. You can put an embellishment of whatever kind you want, a sticker, a bead, a button. You don't have to put anything on the top if you don't want to. You can see. A lot of times I layer other rosettes on top of it. I don't know why they call them rosettes, but that's what I've always seen them called. Let's see if we can make this tiny one. It's going to be tiny because this strip of paper is little. When I say little, I mean narrow. And this one's not going to be perfect by any means because I'm just doing it, eyeballing it. Eyeball it. Use what you got. Right now at my little station here for videoing, I don't have a lot. You're welcome, Judith. I hope it made sense. Give it a try. I know at one point we had some videos in the group. Natalie was showing how to, I think Natalie showed how to do it. I know Nikki did. But that may have actually, that was a long time ago. They may have dropped off by now, the videos. Would you guys be interested? Give me a thumbs up if you're interested in seeing like a craft with me kind of video where we actually plan on, okay, I'm going to do this kind of a project or that kind of a project, or maybe even a challenge like make so many cards in such and such time. That is probably my worst possible one for me. I'll tell you, Kara would be the person I'd be like, Kara, I'm going to challenge you. Do so many cards in an hour and see what you come up with, because she is great at that. So this one might be too thin. The paper might be too thin. Let's see. So I'm going to glue those ends together. First, I'm going to test it. I don't know, guys. This one might be too thin. Might not reach together in the middle. That's what I mean by too thin. Plus, it's paper instead of scrapbook paper or cardstock. It's just copy paper. I got one. We'll just glue it and see. We'll just see. It'll work or it won't work, right? It's only paper. Especially this. This is literally copy paper, so no big deal. Got to put that pin back in my cap of my art glitter glue. It dries so quick. All right, so that piece is already dry where I've glued it together. And I'm going to see if I can flip it in like so. Yep, it's going to work. Just going to be little. This one, y'all, I'm trying to make it so you can see. It's hard to do when I'm holding it at the same time. I put the glue in the middle of all of the pieces, and I'm going to hold it. See, I may have to glue both sides. La 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 la. We need background music. You have to be really careful. I know this is a closed group, so it's not as likely, but you have to be really careful what you use out there for music because it's copyright protected, and you can have your videos pulled if you're using copyrighted music without permission. So I tend to want to sing the Jeopardy song. Not that I'm a Jeopardy fan. Just the thing that always comes to mind. Does anybody else have stuff like that where you've got something that always comes to mind? Or a song that gets stuck in your head on any particular occasion? The words on the card that say dream, create, inspire, I did not write. Those are from a Chalk Couture transfer. Chalk Couture is a company that I'm working with that I'm a designer for Chalk Couture, and basically it is silk screens and a chalk paste that you put over the top of a silk screen. It takes very little, and the silk screens are sticky backed, but they're reusable, and you can do it on chalkboards, you can do it on glass or wood or metal, and of course, being a paper crafter, I did it on paper. Love, love, love. It is very fun. I love it. It's so easy to do. And it's funny being in a creative group like this. You know, I deal with a lot of people who are very creative personalities and know how to do things. But then in my day-to-day life, a lot of my friends are like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Anybody can do this. One of the people in our company, she's a head designer in our company. She had her 5-year-old daughter do start to finish, take the transfer off the back of the paper. It's got a backing on it, fuzz it up so that it wasn't super sticky, put it on a chalkboard, stir up the paste, put the paste on, squeegee the paste off, peel off the transfer, and reveal it. And if a 5-year-old can do it on her own with no assistance, I promise you, anybody can do it. All right, there we have the little tiny, not perfect rosette. Any other questions? I hope you guys are enjoying having the lives on the channel. We really weren't sure how that was going to go. Like having the interaction. How about this? Does anybody want to see a transfer put on in this video? How to do a Chalk Couture transfer? I have my, I have stuff close enough that I could do that real quick. It is a fun way to connect with people. All right, I got a couple of thumbs up. I hope that's meaning yes. So let me let me grab some stuff real quick. I have to throw some water into a bucket, and you'll hear the water running. I have a dish tub that I keep, and I put a little bit of water in that. That's to put the transfer in after we've used it. And a transfer that I was going to do later today, I'll just go ahead and do it now, is The Adventure Begins. This one comes with trees and mountains, and it says The Adventure Begins. And it has a little sunburst on it that you can put around. All of that comes together with the transfer package. And as I said, these are silk screens. So where it's white, you're going to see when I pull it off and put it on the chalkboard, this is just a little chalkboard, I'm going to pull the backer off. Well, if it will cooperate with me, I'm going to pull the backer off. They are sticky. I promise this is definitely going to be more fun than watching paint dry, even though it's a lot like watching paint dry. So you pull the back off and you see that there's blank spots. Those blank spots are actually very thin mesh wire that allows you to get a small amount of the paste put onto your object. Now I'm going to fuzz this up, so I'm just going to put it on my apron. It works on denim. You can put it on a towel. And you do that because the transfers are sticky backed, but they're very, very sticky. And if you don't do that first, you may have trouble getting it off of your flat surface. So I've got a little fuzz on my flat surface, which is a chalkboard. So I'm just going to wipe that off. No big deal. And apply the transfer. And I'm going to eyeball from side to side and line it up just flat on the bottom. Smooth it out. I'm not actually going to do the mountains on here, so I'm going to take an extra step and use some painter's tape. Just some blue painter's tape. You do not have to do this. It's easy enough to just stay away from that area, but I get in a hurry, and especially when I'm talking, doing video with it, and I forget about I wasn't going to do that part. So I'm just going to cover it up, and that way, if I get a little wild and it goes over, it isn't going to matter. And I'm going to put a little bit on the sides. Now this is just to keep the area clean. It isn't to hold it onto the chalkboard because it is stuck on there. The sticky back really holds it in place. Let me get the air bubbles out. I usually use a squeegee, so let me grab my squeegee. Make sure all of the air bubbles are out. You want to have a good seal to whatever you're putting it on. Otherwise, the paste itself can go through the screen and actually go into wherever you have an air bubble. And then it's not super clean, and you have to clean it up yourself, which is really no big deal. This is so easy. On chalkboards, you just wipe it off with water. So let's see. I have Chalkology paste. This one is Thai teal, and I also have Chalkology paste in pink. Let's see if it tells me the color of pink. I don't know. I want to say this one is actually called Bubblegum, and I think those are the colors I'm going to use. Y'all can help me. Adventure. Should I put it in the aqua color or should I put it in pink? Those are my two colors that I use the most as far as like decor and everything. So if you want adventure in aqua, let me have that as a heart. And if you want it in pink, let me have that as a thumbs up. Y'all can vote. dab in a wet wipe. I also have it in coastal blue. The coastal blue is just barely a blue. Okay, I got a heart, so that's a teal. I got a thumbs up, that's a pink. 1 and 1. I have lots of colors. These are just the ones that I'm going to be using today on this particular transfer. So let's see if y'all can see the screen. I'm going to go ahead and prep the chalk paste while you guys are helping me decide. Just give it a little stir. No big deal. This one is a little bit dry, and whenever they are dry like this, I just use a mister and just barely mist into the jar and give it a little stir. The paste has been reformulated, and the new paste and new colors actually come out in July. They also are larger. You can see I have 2 different sizes here. When I joined the company, they did 2-ounce size jars, and now they do 3-ounce size jars. But they also have trial packs so that I can show people how this works without them having to commit to an entire jar of product. The little sample packs are going to be really exciting. Okay, I got 1 and 1. Give me a heart if you want to see adventure and aqua, and give me a thumbs up if you want to see it in pink. Gotta have one more person as a tiebreaker. We'll just give it a second, see if anybody else is going to chime in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go with pink. It was a tie, so I guess I'm going to go with pink. So I'm going to start actually using the aqua color, and I'm going to take my little squeegee, and my spoons that I'm using for stir are not completely flat, so I'm going to pull the extra color off of the little spoon first with the squeegee, and then I'm going to pick up that color and put that on Begins, and you just smear it on over the transfer. Super, super easy. And I don't know if y'all could tell how little that takes, how little I used to put on the transfer itself. But you just go over the top of it and you pull the excess off and put it right back in the jar. There is so little product that is used and very little waste with this. It is really, really incredible how they came up with it. This started as a Kickstarter campaign, and the company is really just a baby company. They just finished their first convention, and like I said, we have a new catalog that's coming out in July, and it's really incredible product. I love the product. That's why I got involved with it, is I want to use it, and like I said, I tend to like to buy tools, so this, in my opinion, is a great tool, even though the chalk paste is a consumable. But the product itself, the templates, the transfers, are a great tool to have. And so I wanted to get a discount on it, and that was what prompted me to actually join as a independent designer. Is I get 40% off a product, and that's just like using a coupon at Hobby Lobby, so who doesn't love that? And their surfaces that they sell are actually less expensive as a designer than what I can get at Hobby Lobby, even with a coupon, so I can't beat that. There's new surfaces coming out that are just incredible for as low as $10. I'm like, really? $10? That's great. So I'm going to go over and do the pink over the adventure. Now, I will tell you, the Chalkology paste dries super, super fast. And I'm in Texas with a lot of heat. The air conditioner's going. The ceiling fan is going in the kitchen. So the Chalkology paste is drying in this transfer really, really quickly. And I am going to moisten it before I do the reveal. Even though you don't have to do that, the worst thing that's going to happen is the chalk paste is going to dry within the silk screen and it's going to have a distressed look. I don't mind that, but I am going to moisten it just a little bit before I pull it all off so that I have a better shot at getting a good clean transfer. And I'll go back through and read any questions that are coming up after I get done. It's hard for me to put this on and read the comments at the same time. Y'all will have to forgive me. The new products that are coming out, there's some fabulous new transfers, including a lot that's coming for Christmas and some Halloween as well as fall and Thanksgiving. That's going to be a lot of fun. I know you guys probably see the bicycle everywhere and the old vintage truck, and those actually are Chalk Couture designs that have been out for quite some time, that they are right on trend with everything that's going on in the craft stores and in home decor, which is really nice. And same thing with the colors. They even have 4 colors that are coming out that are just seasonal trendy colors. I love that they're doing that. I also love that they're going to have available for us the sample packs so that if somebody wants to try it out, I can set up a nice little trial pack for them, and they don't have to commit to an entire jar to be able to try it on their own. So I'm going to give this a little spritz, and I'm going to use my big squeegee and go over the pink first. It looks like I didn't get any blue in that, so I'm going to wipe that off. And I'm going to wipe it on a baby wipe. Actually, this is a wet wipe. And then I'm going to go over the blue down here. I got that really wet. And dab up. I got a puddle of water. Don't want a puddle. And dab over the V at the top. And then I'm going to peel this off. Now the transfers themselves, you want to lift it up from the corner and then you want to get as straight as you can across. It's kind of like fabric, so you don't want to pull from corner to corner because you can stretch out the transfer. Oh, the adventure didn't go through well. It dried really quick, so I haven't got this off all the way. I'm just going to put it back down. Easy peasy. And the worst case scenario is if it doesn't turn out great on this one, I'm just going to wipe it off and do it again. On a chalkboard, it's super easy to do. I'm going to go over the adventure again. Just dried within the silk screen, so it didn't make good contact with the board. Actually, it made great contact with the board, but so did the silk screen, so it lifted it up. No big deal. Oh, we're going to wash it off. Try again. I'm going to throw this in water. I'm going to throw my transfer in water. That's what I got the bucket for, so that I could put the transfer in there and it wouldn't dry in the silk screen. I'm going to pop this over to the sink, rinse it off, and we're going to try it again. Actually, I'm going to do it in camera first with just the wet wipe. And you can see it's not completely dry, but it does come off of the chalkboard. That's the wonderful thing. When this is done, when it is dry on your chalkboard, it's not going to come off until you actually remove it with water. But when you want to remove it with water, you give it a spritz, you give it a wipe, and you are good to go. Tara, you have a friend that would like this? Yeah, send me a message. Actually, I'll hook you up with some information so you can join one of my pages that has information about it. This is such a great company. I will tell you that they have a brand new kit that's coming out in July. July 2nd is the launch of the new catalog, and July 1st is the new kit. So that's just Sunday. And the kit for being a designer with the company is $99. And for that $99, you get $250 worth of actual merchandise. So it is a wonderful, wonderful deal. I mean, forget about 40%. You're getting 250. You have way done better than saving 40%. Yep, it's completely off of the chalkboard. I dried the chalkboard. I'm going to have to do a little cleanup on the transfer real quick and dry it so that we can put it back on and use it, because I'm going to just do it again. No big deal. That's kind of what I love about it. I mean, I just have to work quicker. I think I'm going to do the whole thing in pink, and that way I'm not trying to do two colors, and I'll be able to get it on there faster so it won't dry out. So I'm putting it upside down on a paper towel so the sticky side is up. Just because I don't want the sticky on the paper towel. And I have a plain old kitchen towel, and I'm just going to dab it with the kitchen towel because I'm not worried about the fuzz on the transfer, but I want the water that is in the screen to actually come out of the screen so it doesn't smear. That's what happened when I went back and redid it. It had air bubbles, and then the water got in there and it smeared, and it happens. Oh, Kara, bye. I hope it goes well with the kitten and their checkup. Make sure to come back and see how the finished product turned out. And I will definitely message you, Kara. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up at the bottom. It's curled because it's damp still. Go over the sides. Use my clean squeegee just to make sure that I've got the air bubbles out. Now, I've got the paste sitting over here next to me, and it is completely drying out. I'm going to just tell you. So, I'm going to pop the lid on the Tide Teal, and we're just going to use the pink this time. I'm going to give it a stir. I don't know if you can tell. It is drying out. It dries really quickly, and the heat in the ceiling fan help dry that even faster. So I'm just going to give it another stir. You want it to be the consistency of like yogurt or sour cream. And so let's see. I'm going to get about a teaspoon. Put that on. And I'm going to use the larger squeegee so I can go a little bit faster. This is actually the full-size squeegee. What you see with those little bits is one that I've cut up so that I can use it in multiple colors, and so that I can get in small places. But since I'm going to do one color on this entire transfer, I can use the big one and just move it around. Hopefully it was dry enough. I'm putting the excess right back in the jar, just like I did before. Hopefully the transfer was dry enough. I know my air in my kitchen is definitely dry enough. I'm sure it's like that for everybody in Arizona too, and Florida. I don't know, Florida might have a little humidity. Let's see how this one did. Hopefully we got a good clean, yep. A nice clean transfer. So I'm going to throw this in my water next to me. And again, I just have that so that the chalk itself doesn't dry in the silk screen, but it's super easy, as you saw, to clean that off. I had some fuzz on there. Let's see, I'm going to bring it up to the camera a little bit. So it is just that easy. You put the transfer on, put your paste on, you smear the paste over the top, pick the excess up back in the jar, peel off the transfer, do your reveal. It's done. We're going to let that dry for a second, and I'll show you guys how it's actually on there. It doesn't smear like a normal chalkboard at all. clean up the little squeegees so I can put the lid back on the jar. Clean up my hands. I just love this stuff. You can do it on, of course, chalkboards and glass and metal. You can do it on any kind of regular hard surface like glass. I've had people that put it on their walls. You can do it on wood, but I love that you can also do it on paper. So let's see. I don't know that it's completely dry yet, but we'll give it, yeah. All right, it's dry. So I'm going over the top of it with my finger. Let's see. Make sure my towel is dry. So here's a towel over the top of it, and it just stays. It doesn't smear. It doesn't get like smudgy like normal chalk does. So you can see I'm actually touching it. Easy peasy. And then I got a little bit of the Chalkology paste on the frame itself, on the wood frame. Now it might stain the wood frame just because of it being wood, but on the chalkboard itself it's going to come right off. It even came off of the wood. Easy peasy. Do y'all have any questions? I'm trying to see if I have anything. If I have anything else close at hand that I can chalk up. This is just a project that I was going to do later today anyway. So super easy. I love this stuff. I'm having a lot of fun chalking all the things. Chalk all the things. They also have ink, and you can use the same transfers with the Chalkology ink. And the ink, of course, is permanent. If you go onto like ceramic and you want to bake it in the oven, then it's permanent. You can use it on any kind of textile, fabric, muslin, canvas, and it's going to be permanent. You just heat set it. So it's really cool. You can have whatever transfers you like. You can have that put on your fabric, on your t-shirts, hats, bags. A lot of people do it on tote bags. This is a lot of fun. I've got one that I'm hoping to do later today that I can show you guys. And then I also did, let's see, my coffee cup. Did my coffee cup last week. You just bake it in the oven. You put your design on the outside of it, and you put it in the oven. Turn your oven on to 350 degrees and let the oven heat up with it in the oven. And then I let it sit in there for 30 minutes, and then I turned it off and let it cool completely while it was in the oven, and it's set. It's ready to go. I still am hand washing it. I have a friend who puts all of her stuff in the dishwasher. She's like, if it comes off, I'll just do it again. But so far it hasn't come off. All right, I don't have anybody else with questions, so I guess that's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys for joining in. I can't tell how long we've been on, but it looks like we are probably over an hour, so didn't intend for it to go that long. If you've got any questions after the video or you're watching the replay, just shoot me a message or go ahead and put them in the comments and come back and look. You can tag me anytime. You can PM me if you've got questions about flip books, paper crafting in general, anything about the group, or if you want to know about Chalkology paste. I am happy to answer any questions that you have. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.